やめろ!
Welcome back. Hope you guys are having a great day. It's your boy, Pirate Hunter Chris. And today in this video, we will be talking about Conquerors Haki and the characters in the show that happened. Obviously, the first man up is Luffy. This was the obvious choice. This is almost like a freebie. We all know Luffy has Conquerors Haki. The next one gotta be my wife. I mean, my favorite female character in One Piece, Boa Hancock. She has yet to use it in visual action in One Piece, but she is confirmed to have it. It's crazy to me, it's really crazy to me how only 13 people out of all the characters we have been introduced to, only 13 characters in the One Piece world have it. And it isn't something that you can train and eventually acquire. It's either something you're born with or you aren't. This doesn't mean we have 13 pirates we've seen go full Conquerors Haki mode. It just means 13 pirates are confirmed to have Conquerors Haki. All right, Odin has it. Even if we haven't seen Oda very much, just brief outside of the flashbacks. Sengoku was confirmed to have Conquerors Haki, which makes sense because he is the fleet admiral, and you gotta have something. Shanks. Oh my God, Shanks. Shanks was not only the first character to have been revealed to have Haki, he was the first character to not only show Conquerors Haki, but to also show Haki as a whole in the very, very beginning episodes. Like way back to chapter 1 of One Piece. Like we barely didn't even know how Devil Fruit works. We didn't know how big the One Piece world was. And Shanks used it on that monster. And we all thought, oh, it was just, him being intimidating. Like Shanks, that one eye stare, looking at him like, go. But now we know that it would end up being due to Conquerors Haki, just the fact Oda hinted at it. Chapter 1, we haven't seen Conqueror Haki in full action until 400 chapters after chapter 1, which is crazy to me. And wasn't explained back then. And from everyone's perspective, it didn't look like Shanks was using a special technique. And just the fact that all these chapters later it was revealed to have been Conquerors Haki is really crazy. So, if we talk about the level of Haki at a fuller extent, now if you guys remember Shanks when he boarded the Moby Dick. When he boarded Wiper's ship, and as he was walking, he was able to basically damage, the ship itself using just his Conquerors Haki. And Marco made a very good point to the crewmates, and he's like, just him being able to cause a little bit of strain, to the ship itself. That was the first time we actually seen, Conquerors Haki damage inanimate objects. So I'm interested to see what Conquerors Haki does in the future. Luffy utilizes it accidentally before the time skip. Luffy doesn't really know how to control it. He might have used it a few times, but he does understand that this kind of weird power, can awaken if he really stresses him out. But he himself doesn't understand, pre-time skip, how to utilize it. And the first time we actually seen it was during Dwarvel's little mini arc when Dwarvel, giant boar thing. I don't even know what to call it, boar, a cow, whatever it was charging at Luffy, and Luffy, basically used Conqueror Haki to make it stop, and everyone's like, what the heck was that? Yeah, so that was the first time we actually seen Luffy use in action. And then we have Rayleigh. And Rayleigh, oh my God, the first time we see Dark King Rayleigh, this dude, first time he uses it, knock out everybody in the auction house. So that's when we really get to really know, okay, maybe there is a stronger version of Conquerors Haki. Maybe, just maybe, we have yet to see the full extent of the Conquerors Haki. And then Luffy uses it again and Impound Down against the wolves, and he also uses it at Marine's Ford to stop the guardsmen from executing Ace. And it was the reaction that everyone showed that made me think, okay, Conquerors Haki is more than that meets the eye. Because if you think about it, right? If Conquerors Haki was nothing special, if all it can do is just knock people out, all the admirals, all the big pirates, that were there on the battlefield, their reaction, they wouldn't have reacted the way that they did. But they were all like, holy crap, he has Conquerors Haki too. He's one of them. oh my god. And then, basically at that moment, like I kind of made it his mission to basically kill Luffy, like at all costs. Like he wanted Luffy to die on that battlefield. As soon as he saw that he had Conqueror's Haki, he's like, this guy's gonna be a big threat in the future. I gotta eliminate him. Like now, display of just reactions made me showed me that Conqueror's Haki is more that meets the eye. Let's talk about the part where Rayleigh's basically training Luffy, and he basically explains to Luffy the three different types of Haki. You got Observation, you got Armament, and you got Conquerors. And he tells Luffy basically that you shouldn't be using Conqueror's Haki until you control it, because basically you're taking your own willpower and you're turning that in kind of like an energy, and it can affect other things and other people around him. And basically, if he doesn't have control of his crocodile key, he's basically, bending other people's willpower unconsciously, and that's what causes people, when he's pretty time skip to his allies, the enemies, everyone to just collapse because he's not able to control, whose willpower he's trying to bend and all that good stuff. Yeah, but it's just interesting to see how Conquer Hockey works and how on the island basically Luffy was able to basically become the king of the island by inserting his will over the animals that live there. And at first, when he first gets to the island, that he goes to train with Rayleigh on, Rayleigh states it's like 500 animals that are stronger than Luffy, and that he would have to train, in order to become, the king of the island. So 2 years later, Luffy stated to have become the boss of the island, and every, giant animal on that place basically listens to Luffy and combines to his will. So I'm just curious, does Conqueror's Haki cause people to not only knock out, but to bend to another person's will? I don't know if you guys remember this, but Mihawk kind of talked about this at Marineford, and he said Luffy has the greatest power of all, the power to make anyone his ally. So when he said that, I'm just curious if the reason why he said that was because of just plot armor, or was it because his Conqueror Haki, unconsciously at that time was able to bend people's willpower and make them want to, join Luffy in the fight. You know, I'm not sure, but now that I think about it, it makes a lot more sense that his Conqueror Haki is just bending people's willpower, and he unconsciously makes them want to become an ally. Now, it's not confirmed whether Blackbeard or Kaido have um, have Conquerors Haki, but if you look at the Yonkos as a whole, we're going to include Luffy in this. So if you look at Big Mom's considered to have it. You look at Luffy, who's considered a Yonko now, he has it. You look at Shanks, he has it. So it's safe to assume that Kaido and Big Blackbeard have Conquerors Haki as well. They have yet to display it, but if you guys remember, back in the Wano arc, before Big Mom and Kaido clash, the sky, the lightning, tears the sky apart, and the sky basically gets cut in half. And if you guys remember back, Whitebeard's ship, before Shanks and Whitebeard clashed with their Conquerors Haki, the sky kind of did the same thing, and lightning started dropping from the sky and it turned colors. So based on that observation, I can safely assume that Conquerors Haki, and I can also assume that the first commanders have Conquerors Haki as well. If you look at the first commanders of the Yonko that we've seen so far, Katakuri has Conquerors Haki. We look at Roger, Rayleigh had Conquerors Haki. Who else have we seen so far? We haven't seen King yet in action, but I almost guarantee that he has Conquerors Haki as well. And we haven't seen, Blackbeard's first man, we haven't seen really in action yet. But based on this, based on what I've seen so far, the first man having Conquerors Haki, it leads me to believe that Zoro will also have Conquerors Haki as well. It may be something that he displays, after the one arc, but I have 99%, I'm going to put 99% on it, that Zoro will eventually display Conquerors Haki. As to where, I'm not sure, but I'm so positive, and I'm so positive that he's going to show Conquerors Haki, and everyone's going to be like, whoa, I told you so, man. Like, I told you. But I definitely think he'll eventually awaken it at some point in the story. I definitely think that there's a lot more Conquerors Haki that meets the eye. I definitely think Oda hasn't really touched base on it for a reason. If you think about the different Haki levels that we have seen so far, Armament, Observation, and Conquerors. Each of these things we thought, were just, when we were first introduced, that was basically the most that we can see out of those three hotkeys. But that is far from the case. If you think about observation hotkey, who knew that with observation hotkey you'd be able to look into the future? With armament hockey, who knew there was a next level of armament, Rio, that you would be able to unlock? Like, who knew? I certainly didn't. So it's safe to say that in certain Conquerors Haki, there's more than meets the eye with Conquerors Haki, and we will not see that next level of Conquerors Haki, I don't think, until the final arc. But I definitely do think that Conquerors Haki has the ability to bend people's willpowers and basically make them submissive to your will. And I mean, shoot, if there's anything else that Conquerors Haki might do, I certainly have no other theories as to what it can, the full extent of what Conquerors Haki can do yet. But I definitely think that it will be revealed in the final arc as to what Conquerors Haki can do. And yeah, it's just, I definitely think that Zoro will definitely end up getting Conquerors Haki. I have no doubt about that. And that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys liked, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below as to what you like the most. Other than that, guys, I hope you have a great day. Stay safe, and God bless you.